Hi guys, how you doing? This is D. Durrell at the practice today. We're going to have another teachable moment today. We're going to discuss a very important topic that I think should be utilized in groups, workplace environments, competitive environments where there involves one or more people that are involved in a common goal. And so what we're going to focus on is how to handle conflict in a group setting, or how to handle conflict, internal conflict or internal strife. What I want to do is highlight 8 ways in which this form of negative interaction can affect a group from progressing, can affect one from actually reaching their full potential as a group, how it can stifle growth, how it can turn people against one another, how it could ruin relationships and future networking. I think that it is very important to discuss this because a lot of small businesses fail because of internal strife. A lot of small businesses, a lot of internet groups, a lot of institutions, whether it's big, large groups that are created, organizations, and so on, usually fail from within, not because of an external situation that may come about. So what I'm going to do is highlight 8 ways in which you can deal with those particular issues. So what I'm going to do is look at it from this perspective. How you handle conflicts internally is that first you talk with the other person. Be direct. There's nothing wrong with being direct. There's nothing wrong with you letting a person know where you're coming from. There's nothing wrong with just letting a person know, hey, I have this particular issue because of these particular circumstances, and how are we going to move forward? I no longer want to be treated this way. I no longer want to be talked to this way. This was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. Just point out what the issue is. Be assertive. Remember, when one person has an issue in a group, an internal, particularly small groups, it's almost like everybody has a problem. The next thing, focus on the behavior and the events, not the personality. Meaning, we should focus on the events that have occurred, the behavior that someone is showing. Don't focus on the fact of you act like this, or I think you're this type of person, that type of person. Don't say things like you're very narcissistic when you do this, you're very selfish, and so on. Don't give those type of descriptors. What you can say is that I don't like when we're in a group setting, you seem to not be paying attention. I don't like when we're in a group setting or situation working together, you seem to not understand and don't ask questions. You seem to not want to be a team player. Those are the things, are the different behavioral concepts that you want to work at and you want to focus on. Just think about it. In that whole process, please listen carefully. Listen carefully to what the person is saying before you respond. In so many situations, we tend to be so quick and so abrupt to respond back and prove that I'm right, prove that he's wrong. I'm saying we need to get away from that. We need to focus on listening, taking in what they're saying, and then thinking about your response and then responding in an effective manner. That should be the focus. In the process of talking about the disagreements or discussing your disagreements, point out what you agree on and then also highlight what you don't agree on. Let's not just focus on the disagreements. Let's look at the fact that we have agreed or we have disagreed. And for those disagreements, let's focus on tackling those disagreements and see if we can come to some agreement, and also highlight and reinforce the things that we actually do agree on. And let's not focus so much on overlooking those agreements to just focus merely on disagreements. Assess both and look how we can bridge a closer work situation in which we can work as one and grow the trust and continuity so that we can function at our best. Again, I'm going to repeat as far as the conflict itself, which kind of goes hand in hand with the disagreements. Let's prioritize what is most important versus what is least important. And let's work our way downward from that point. Let's see if we both agree what is the most important thing, which is if you're working in a business to make money. Look at what you do, what type of behaviors or job duties that you have that result in making money. And then you kind of piggyback down, and hopefully through that, again, you can come to a better consensus of how we should engage as a group. Develop a plan to work out the conflict. You just don't want to in real time just go into this is the problem we got to deal with. No, let's have some strategies. Let's focus on how we can resolve the issues. Is it feasible to resolve the issues? What do I have to lose by solving issues? What do I have to gain? We have to understand in solving problems, there has to be a positive consequence. Result of that. Are you wasting your time? We want positive outcomes. We want workable and productive outcomes. Next thing, number 7. Follow through on your plan. Whatever your plan or strategies are, that you may discuss how you want to tackle the issue of the internal issues of the group. You have to, and I'm going to repeat, follow through on your plan. Whatever your plan is, let's figure out, okay, this is how I'm going to apply it. This is going to be the result. If it doesn't work, I'm going to redo this over again. A plan A, a plan B, a plan C. But be strategic. Last thing, build on your success. Look at the things that you have done that have already been successful. Look at the things that have worked, and you want to build from that. See, in many situations, we focus too much on the negative and not enough on the positives or the success. Because as you build that success and it becomes stronger and stronger and bigger, it becomes advantageous of everybody in the group to want to continue to replicate that situation to occur over and over and over again. And in the process, hopefully over time, it's easier to come to that. So I wanted to talk about this again because internal conflicts have ruined a lot of businesses, organizations, groups, and so on. So I'm hoping that this can be somewhat of a guide for those who are dealing with internal issues, whether it's business, organization, church, and so on, how you should approach it and how you can resolve and move on. So this is D. Durrell at The Practice. Have a great day.